Implementing extreme ownership requires checking your ego and operating with a high degree of humility. Admitting mistakes, taking ownership, and developing a plan to overcome challenges are integral to any successful team. Jocko Willink. What's up, Internet? My name is TridentLion, and welcome to this book animation summary. The book featured on this video is Extreme Ownership: How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. One of my reasons for choosing this book to do a summary on is because recently I've been consuming a lot of Jocko's content online. And I feel currently Jocko is my most influential motivator. I also feel I'm at a place in my life where I need more discipline. If you saw my recent video on lack of passion, you'll see how I've struggled recently with analysis paralysis. Jocko's content has been extremely valuable with combating this analysis paralysis that I've been experiencing. So without further ado, I bring you the summary of Extreme Ownership. Please enjoy. The principles of leadership in battle translate to leaders in all areas of life, whether that be in business, fitness, relationships, etc. The meaningful measure of a leader is based on whether a team succeeds or fails. Extreme Ownership contains 12 qualities of leadership. What does it mean to have extreme ownership? Jocko explains through a story in his book, while in battle, he encountered an incident which, to make a long story short, led to friendly fire and friendly casualties. Jocko was the leader of his team when this occurred. And in front of senior ranked officials, when they were confronted about this incident, Jocko put 100% the blame on himself. That is extreme ownership, taking complete responsibility for all of his subordinates' actions. Think about how in corporate environments, the exact opposite happens. Have you ever had a boss that never took responsibility for failures and always blamed his employees for mistakes? That type of boss will have employees that respect him less. So if there is a mistake in the workplace, who really is to blame? Think about it. If an employee makes a mistake, who is more at fault? The employee? Or is it the boss at fault for not properly training the employee to do the job right? Allow your subordinates to receive credit for success rather than you taking the credit. Take ownership of everything in your life. Become empowered by becoming an owner of your problems, as well as an owner to the solutions of your problems. So what are the 12 leadership principles? Number 1, extreme ownership. All responsibility for success and failure rests with the leader. Number 2, there are no bad teams, only bad leaders. A bad team can always be turned around with a great leader. Leadership principle number 3, believe. A leader must understand and believe wholeheartedly in the mission. Otherwise, those subordinates underneath the leader won't believe. Lack of belief will result in failure. Number 4, ego. Uncontrolled egos can cloud and disrupt every part of an organization or team. So if you're a leader, the first ego that you should check is your own. Number 5, teamwork. For an organization to succeed, they must operate as a single unit. Teamwork, good communication, and trust are vitally important for success. Number 6, keep it simple. Simple plans are easy to understand and execute. The reality is, when you're seeking to accomplish something, the variables of external events are already complex. There's already so many things that can make a plan get complicated. So if your plan itself is already complicated, then that can just make everything super difficult. So if your plan is simple to understand, it'll be much easier to execute and have everybody on board. Number 7, prioritize and execute. Determine what the highest priority task is and then execute. Don't be paralyzed by indecision, which is the story of my month, analysis paralysis. When priorities shift, communicate it up and down the chain of command. I remember when I was a sales manager and I had one of my representatives come up to me when I was very overwhelmed because I had about 5 things that were going on, And he just stopped me and he said, "What is the most important thing that you need to do right now?" And that helped me remain calm, take a deep breath, and then move forward. Because indecision is the worst thing you can do when you're trying to execute a plan. Number 8, decentralize command. Maintain focus on the bigger picture necessitates delegation of tasks and leadership. An effective sized group to manage is around 5 to 10 people. Larger groups should be broken down into smaller units, each with an effective leader. Number 9, plan. Leaders must 100% understand the mission and then clearly communicate this to the rest of their team. Number 10, leading up and down the chain. Effectively leading up the chain requires providing solutions and plans of action rather than asking for directions. Effective leading down the chain of command requires communicating to your subordinates as well as what their role will be and what the team expects of them. Number 11, decisiveness. A leader must be decisive and also be adaptable. Indecision, again, analysis paralysis, leads to inaction. And leadership principle number 12, discipline equals freedom. Disciplined behavior, processes, habits, and practices result in more freedom. Jocko is known for waking up at 4:30 a.m., if not earlier, to work out and get his first win of the day. By achieving small wins throughout the day, and by using discipline, you can build a positive momentum where you strengthen your willpower. It can be challenging at first, but once you do it enough times, it will become a habit. Discipline yourself to do the things that you know you need to do in order to achieve a great and more fulfilling life. Thank you for checking out this book summary on the book Extreme Ownership: How U.S. Navy SEALs Lead and Win by Jocko Willink and Leif Babin. Comment below what time you wake up at. Are you an early riser like Jocko, 4:30 a.m., or are you more of a night owl? If you haven't read this book, I highly recommend it. I know I've gotten great value out of it. You can find a link for it in the description below and get a copy for yourself. Also, if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button as well as the notification bell. It'll be greatly appreciated. My name is Matthew, aka TridentLion, and until the next video, remember, always be learning, always be creating, and always be inspired.
Looking past my reflection, thinking about what you mentioned. It was supposed to be the one to take every last pain away. Nothing on our loving, maybe time told us that we were different. Did it break you down?